Welcome back to Straight Up with Steve and Stevona. I'm Steve Hernandez.
And I'm Stevona Delgado.
Ooh, and what a crazy week we've had. And when I say we, I mean Stevona Delgado. But first, we want to thank you so much for subscribing. We're up to 62 subscribers. That's 10 more than last week. What more can a person ask for? We are shooting for 100. I'm going to come up with a goal, something to 100, a flundred to 100.
Yeah, we have to do something when we hit 100. We have to celebrate some way, a funny way, and we should go eat at Michelangelo's too.
This bitch is Michelangelo's. There's other places.
I know that place is so
Stevona, I'm getting to know Stevona more and more, and she's a child. She has these places she went to when she was little that she still holds. I mean, I remember what this was like when I was 19. This is what I was like when I was 19. You got to get past this.
But you liked Michelangelo's last time we went.
Fine. It was good. It's fine, but there's other places. Have you been to Petrillo's?
No.
Okay, thank you. There's other places. That's an incredible place.
But is Petrillo's close in the area like Michelangelo's is?
It's actually closer.
Oh, right.
It's actually in Glendora, not near it.
Damn it.
All right, I worry about Stevona. She's out there. She's on the prowl. Heart's getting broken all the time, left and right. She's turning up and turning out. But, I try to... She's an avid threader. So if you're not following her on Threads, this is where I see some of Stevona's best work. But I saw this week she posted... These are two separate threads. The first one said, honestly, I don't want to do shit for none of these men. And then that was followed up with, what the WTF did I agree to this? What inspired these threads, Steve?
Honestly,
and hold on. I want you to take Stevona in right now. She's wearing a Star Trek full uniform without the badges.
This is an It Girl uniform.
Yeah, and one fucking fat bang. Just a thick, like garlic cheese bread of a bang. She looks like Aaliyah from Romeo Must Die. What were those threads about?
Just like in my villain era.
Okay.
You guys are lucky to be on this path with me while I have a podcast. Lucky for you guys, I can't keep secrets. I name drop. I just throw my business out there.
You tell on people.
Yes, I tell on people all the time. I'm big snitch on here. I was just really upset one day, and I was like, I feel like some men try to act like they're like helping me for things.
Okay.
And I agree to it. But then later on, I'm like, wait a minute, you're not helping me for anything. I'm kind of like helping you in a sense.
Listen, for someone who just said they tell on people, and what the are you talking about?
Like, okay, example, I did have a comedian approach me or whatever, and I've been on a few of their shows. They're not bad. They're paid. They're not huge, but they're not like the best. There's great comedy shows, but the best ones don't happen at breweries. You know what I'm talking about?
I've done a couple of...
it's not to say that there can't be great ones, but just...
It's very hard. And even the best ones, I've gone to ones that are packed.
And why do comedians keep throwing them there? Like, are they just desperate?
Comedians are desperate. They're bad people. They'll throw them wherever they can. Even breweries in general, when we talk about, we're filming from the world famous Chatterbox in Covina, California, where we had one of the best comedy shows in the country for 15 years now. But as someone, this is a bar, and we have to compete. There's a place down the street called Campsite, I think. Is that what it's called? Yeah, right? These people put probably $1 million into the place. The place looks incredible. Breweries fucking suck. All right? Let me tell you that.
And if you're a comedian, stop throwing shows there. Like, I'm going to say yes.
Listen, I get
I'm going to get my $25 and leave,
I get why people like it. You could bring your kids. I really do think that's why people mostly like it.
Yeah, because that's what comedians love, kids at shows.
You bring your kids so you can get wasted at the bar with your kids. I get that's the main selling point. But when you've got a beautiful, perfect bar like the Chatterbox down the street, listen, man, we're no gladiators. We're certainly no rude dogs. But we're a place, and you know what? I was thinking about this. Why do those places so popular? I think you can be anonymous in a place like Rude Dogs. I think you can walk in, and right here, the bartender's going to see you. We're going to perceive you. We're going to talk to you. We're going to know if you're a bad person. and we're going to bring it up. Brewery shows are mostly bad. So this comedian comes to you.
Yeah, if you come to me with a brewery show, I'm gonna say yes all the time. I'm gonna do my 10 minutes and take my $25 and head out the door. But they're not always the best, and you kind of know what the vibe is already gonna be, right? Like you already know it's not. Just if you're a comedian, stop doing shows at breweries. Just aim higher, please. But like I said, I'm still grateful. But I did have a comedian who I've like done the shows here and there, and they have their own little like groups, like there's like the idiots, and then we have Feed That Funny.
Yeah.
We got your own little cliques, kind of like your own little boy bands and whatever in here in the comedy scene. And I was just approached saying that they want to take me under their wing.
I mean, Stevona,
that's exactly what I did too. I laughed at their face.
You laughed at their face?
Yes, because like, what the fuck? You think I want to take on brewery shows? Like, and they want to like show me how to get paid because they are moving up in the industry. And they need somebody to like fill their spot. They think that I would be great because they're looking for females. It's just like, it's all like the loser type men that are just trying to feed me bullshit that are like, we need one more girl. We need one more. And you would be, and it's like, no, I'm not doing shit for you. You can't help me with anything. I don't think that any man that's actually really going to help me is gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna take you under your wing, I'm gonna really show you. I think that if a man is gonna help me, he's just gonna do it out of good character, and it's gonna be natural and organic, not some like, like, were you trying to be my dad?
Well, this kind of bums me out because the original name for this podcast was Under My Wing with Steve Hernandez and Stevona Delgado.
Hell nah.
Show you how to get paid.
Listen, as much as I clown on those guys, and that is hilarious, and this kind of thing is very like, this happens in comedy all the time, where a guy will be like, hey, let's write together, and then try to like touch your thigh, that kind of shit. And this shit, as much as I do that, I want you to know purely, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart,
You're stupid.
this is why I got in the game.
For girls.
For babes, for women. When I got in the game, it was 2010. Nobody, age difference. I used to love young girls with old souls. I wanted to be 50 years old with a 20-year-old girlfriend like Frank Sinatra. I wanted all of that. I wanted to start shows so that I could date babes. And only through Me Too did I find out that all of this was wrong.
No, I feel like everybody kind of joined stand-up for that reason, too. I mean, my motivation, I was already going to do it, but, like, my motivation, I was really like, I'm going to do it, was I did get my heart broken by a guy, and then so I did it to, like,
I've never, this is the first time this is coming out. I've never heard this
I don't
before.
really tell people that part, because I don't really tell people
Well,
that.
you just told our 62 subscribers.
Now they know, yeah. Actually, more people watch. More people watch than we have subscribers.
What is up with you people? With you 200 people who watch the show and don't just hit the subscribe button.
They don't want to give us coin. You guys, we're still going to be broke if you get us to 100. Like, we're not moving up. Sometimes they do that. They watch, but they don't want us doing better than them.
So this man broke your heart, and you started to do comedy because
I started to do stand-up, and then we got in connection again, and I was like, I'm doing stand-up. And then he was like, what? No way. I want to try. And then he came to the Chatterbox, and then we dated for 7 years.
Whoa. Damn, full biz. All right, we can stop that line of talking.
There's a bunch of little, like, small little reasons as to why I did stand-up, I would say. But, like, I was already going to do it, but I was so scared. Every time I would come, I would, like, shake and go to the I kept having to go pee every single second. And so I'm like, I'm just not going to do it. Then one day I was like, this, I have to do it. Like, when you get your heart broken, you just feel like a piece of shit. You just be thinking like, man, I don't have nothing to my name. Let me go get a skill. Let me go be good at something. If I don't got no money, let me go be good at something.
Yeah, I remember when I started stand-up pretty late. I was 32 when I started. And I remember thinking, listen, no matter what happens, is that in 8 years, I want to be a headliner. I want to be able to do an hour. I'm going to be 40 no matter what. So I might as well be good at this one thing. And it happened, but man, it means nothing. What a loser.
You just gotta try harder, y'all.
It's not about trying harder. You think it's about trying hard?
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I personally think that people who make it to the top kind of make it their entire life in a way where they have no kids, no girlfriend or boyfriend, maybe a job, but not an important job that they have to be strict with. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to make it to the top. I would like to be staunchly in the middle.
Oh, well, you're doing that right now. Being with me, baby.
My dream, I was just talking to someone, my dream is to make $50,000 a year on stand-up comedy and to continue to manage this bar. Because I love pretty much everything I do. I love, I don't like the term mentoring or anything like that, but I love creating community.
Yeah, please don't say mentoring, otherwise you're going to sound like that
I love
guy
taking, Stevona, I love taking you under my wing.
So creepy.
It's like a bird with a wing. I can't really make a real bird sound. It's so funny, you know. We make all these animal sounds with Hilda. Like you'll go, "What's that? A cow? What's it make?" And she's like, does the thing moo or whatever. But tigers, lions, and bears, like they all kind of make the same.
Yeah.
She goes like, "Rawr," and I'm like, "What's the bear?" Rawr. Yeah, that's true. I'm not saying you're a liar. That's about as good as we could do.
But yeah, I just don't want to do shit for these men. I don't want to do shit for these men. I don't. If they want me to be a part of something, I get it, but I'm not going to be like a part of your thing, right?
Yeah.
Like this is something I said yes to because Chatterbox is like also my thing as well too.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna be in your thing and we're gonna make that go up. Like I don't need that. I don't need any men being like, oh, I'll help you, I'll get you here, I'll get you there. Like I don't. For the majority of the part, I feel like a lot of the men, all of them, the men that are saying that to me, I feel like I'm funnier than you.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
yeah,
funnier than you.
Yeah, of course. And you know, like you said, truly, it's like you don't have to say. You could just help people. People say that stuff all the time. I've been fortunate. I've had a few people in the industry help me out, and nobody says anything about it. They just offer me a job.
Right.
They just give me this or give me that. They don't talk about what good things they're doing for me.
That's what I'm saying is giving fucking Stromboli and Pinocchio when you're trying to get them to go to Pleasure Island. Leave me alone.
How do you? I would never have known the name of that guy.
Because he reminds me of you.
Oh no, I'm Stromboli.
That movie's so scary, dude.
That part I don't think I've really seen it.
It's so scary.
I know that part is he traps the boys and turns them into what? Goats?
Donkeys, and they're drinking beer. They're getting the boys drunk, and so they turn it into donkeys, and it's crazy. I remember they changed it, the movie now, but I remember watching it and like being a little kid, and my dad saying like, "Don't say that," because the kids start turning into donkeys, and then they go, "He's turning into a jackass."
Yeah.
He's drinking beer. Every time he drinks beer, he turns into a jackass. That's what it was. Every time the kids would drink beer, they would turn into jackasses.
I know. I kind of remember that too. That has a strong like pedophile vibe to it, right?
That's exact. It was giving Epstein Island for sure because he would say
it's an island, right?
He said he would make them famous, so that's how he would like collect all the little boys.
Oh my god.
It's really scary. It's really scary.
Maybe I should start taking the Feed the Funny Boys under my wing, like Stromboli. Take them to I'll take them to Santa Fe Dam. Come with me to Santa Fe Dam. Stromboli.
Oh, Santa Fe Dam. I know somebody who had sex inside the Santa Fe Dam water.
Whoa! Mm-hmm. Can people still go swimming there?
I wouldn't, but people do.
Okay, yeah, I used to go when I was little. I would go swimming there.
My old neighbors, they were super us. They came from TJ, and they would take. We're cool. We're still cool to this day.
Oh wow!
No, we're really close. Their mother used to beat their ass in front of me all the time, so I like seeing everything. But when I was little, they used to take me to Santa Fe Dam, and they used to tell me it was the beach. Like, this beach is whack. There's no waves.
Man, I can't believe the anger in Stevona to write those threads. That's crazy.
You know what's funny is that I go to threads because not a lot of people are on there. There's only kind of like a select amount of people on there.
Yeah.
I can count on like one hand how many people on my actual Instagram and people that I know in real life I see on Threads. It's normally like a bunch of random people.
Yeah.
So you're actually the only one that catches my Threads, and sometimes I'd be using it as like my diary because nobody's really on there.
That's what people used to use Twitter for. Twitter was awesome. Twitter used to be
Twitter
awesome.
was so fun.
But Threads is like still kind of generic. You can't really do as much as you know. I used to say some f***ed up shit on Twitter that I could never say on Threads anymore.
I know. I'm glad I deleted my Twitter back in like 2011 because I know there was like N-word for sure. I was 15, 14. I'm gonna say it now. If I say it now, they can't come for me. I'm sorry. I didn't know. My black friend Bernicia said it was okay at the time.
Okay, Bernicia. Thank you for giving her a pass.
Bernicia White.
Bernicia White?
Yeah.
Is black?
Yeah.
Two big things. Saturday, Julie and I are throwing a show, or we're doing a Don't Tell in Portland, Oregon. So if you're in Portland, Oregon, I'm headlining a Don't Tell. Julia's there too, as well as some great comics from Portland. It's going to be amazing. Please go to that. And this Friday, we're having Frank Uoa's birthday party.
I'm hosting.
Stevona's hosting, as well as Mario Rodriguez. And that thing's going to sell out quick. There's going to be an after party that's free at 10 o'clock with a DJ. It's going to be one of those nights where everyone gets crazy. So come to the Chatterbox this Friday for Frank's thing. And, of course, please come to Chatterbox Comedy Night on Sundays. It's been going on for 15 years. And every week, I don't know why I worry because people always come. But buy your tickets in advance, for Christ's sake. Mm-hmm. Support local comedy. You had a big week. You beat Sylvia Delgado,
Delgado.
Sylvia Deanda at the Comedy Store roast battle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would have put money on Sylvia.
I know, everybody did.
Oh. So you felt like an underdog going into it?
She's really good at roasting.
Yeah.
I almost felt like she kind of gave it to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, like I wasn't really like proud of it, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, like that's why I haven't like posted or haven't been like, guess what I want because I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like she could have went a lot harder, but I think she was also having an off week because she had lost twice before that.
Yeah.
And the thing with Sylvia is that she puts on. This is not a fat joke by any means, but she puts too much on her plate.
How could that not be a fat joke?
It's a metaphor, and I just wanted to
Sylvia,
make sure.
she piles that plate high with different activities. More than she could. She actually keeps eating when she's full.
She puts too much on her plate, okay?
She actually keeps eating until she's full.
She does way more than she can handle. She spreads herself thin, and she stays up like a fucking man. The woman stays up until 5 a.m. just smoking cigarettes and spitting her loogies out to the side, then just drinking tequila. She just very, very lesbian behavior.
Like a man.
And she wasn't really prepared for her roast before that, going in with the other guy, and he was prepared. And it's just, I also feel like a cheater because it's just so easy because she's big girl, I'm like, I kind of want to, I tried to really test myself and see what else I can come at her instead of being fat because I just don't want to, I want to be more skilled than that, but it's just like, so fucking easy.
Yeah, and I mean, that's one reason why I don't like roasting. I've come to respect roasting more just from Connor McSpadden, working with a couple of people that are truly great at roasting. When you watch their brain work and you see how quickly they come up with the things, it's pretty impressive. But generally, I don't like roast because you kind of have to do lowest common denominator because you got to make the dumb people laugh.
Right.
And so, but... I mean, you did have to come up with original fat jokes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I won.
Yeah. That's interesting that you're not taking that much pride in it, though.
I know. I don't know why. But I am finding like a love for roasting as well, I noticed. And it's something that I do want to dive deeper into. I know you're not a fan of him, but I'm a big fan of like Tony Hinchcliffe and his roast and stuff like that.
Yeah, incredible comedian, Tony Hinchcliffe.
I'm a fan.
I urge you guys to check out his last couple of comedy specials. Really good. Incredible jokes, this guy.
I love his roast. And I'm actually hosting Frank Ulloa's comedy show here, and he wants me to roast him. So I'm going in on all of those. I'm like really excited to be throwing those out.
By the way, Frank has mentioned too. This is a Frank Uoa produced show. He has mentioned several times that I have not headlined him, so he has to headline himself, and that's true. I want you to hear that here
It's
first,
true.
folks. It is true. I would love for Frank to come to 4 open mics in a row, and then maybe we got a shot at it. But I'm going to be here. I love Frank, and to be honest, the vibe I'm feeling going into Friday night is I do think he's going to kill. So make sure you come to the show Friday. It's going to be a real chatterbox party. One more thing before we go to our guest, and I know you've heard about this, but it's so crazy. Chocolate Sundays. Chocolate Sundays is a huge black show that's been going on for years. Have you heard their booking policy? Have you heard about this thing?
I've seen people getting booked in like 4 years. Have you seen that?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
They're like, yeah, you made it. We'll see you in 2029. Like,
I'm going to read to you then we'll put this on the Instagram too. I'm going to read to you. I forgot who's let me read this.
Imagine getting booked on a show.
Congratulations. You've been booked for First Impressions at Chocolate Sunday's comedy show at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood. Cool. Your performance date is February 22nd, 2032.
Oh, what if they should ask, what if somebody on the next show dies?
What if you die?
What if anybody on the next upcoming shows die? Can I please have that spot?
Say that. Before you ask, yes, the date is correct. We have a long waiting list, up to 5 years. I think this is longer than 5 years. That's 7 years, right?
Yeah.
If earlier dates become available, we'll be sure to notify you.
But yeah, you got to wait on all the motherfuckers who have the 2-year, 3-year, 4-year that are in front of you, right? There's years worth of people before
7
you.
years. What if you become a huge star and then still go back to do Chocolate Sundays?
Well, it took me a year to roast Sylvia when I asked.
Yeah.
It was a whole year. So we had a whole year to work on our jokes. And personally, honestly, I wanted to roast because I was like, I feel like this is kind of like my own way to get in the Comedy Store, obviously, because I feel like that's almost like every comedian's like next step, right? It's just kind of get known at the Comedy Store, right?
Sure, that's a way, yes.
That's
but
a way.
It's one of the few ways left now, yeah.
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 But either that or fucking do crowd work on Instagram Reels.
Yeah. I do
Right?
think, it is like become famous on the internet or go to the Comedy Store.
Yes, and it's so hard to get picked on like a open mic there. You know, it's not all the time. And then when you do get picked, you can't sign up again because you might get picked again. So they don't give you the opportunity to sign up consistently. So I'm like, okay, the only way I'm honestly ever gonna get in there and like get people to really notice me is if I be consistent with the roast, because the roasts are free. You could just like volunteer. You don't have to pick your name out of a bucket, you know. So I'm like determined this year to really go to like Comedy Store and Hollywood Improv, because I do be going, but I just feel really out of place that I kind of let myself fall to the back.
Yeah, you've got to just get comfortable with that. That you belong there. You're a star. Once I take you under my wing, you'll see that everything is. Listen,
Stromboli.
Before we go, I want you, Tony Hinchcliffe, if you're watching, I love
you.
your work.
I love you, babe.
You're an amazing stand-up comedian.
Mwah.
Everything
hero.
you had. I really loved you at the Donald Trump inauguration. That was really cool.
I forgot about that.
You're a real cool guy, Tony Hinchcliffe. I loved you on Bill Maher.
I can't defend those.
Oh. Why would you? Why would you to such a skilled
I don't like
roaster as
Trump.
Tony Hinchcliffe? We'll be right back. And we're back with our very special guest. She's an absolute murderer out of the Bay Area. I know she's from all over the place, but I know her as a Bay Area comedian. She was on the Chatterbox Comedy Night with Curtis Cook, 8-minute set. She messaged me, Steve, my mom's going to be in town. I've got to make her proud. And God damn it, if that didn't make her proud, I don't know what will. Please give it up for the very funny Jessica Sele.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. I'll tell you what'll make her proud.
Yeah.
A baby.
Dude, your mom is a babe.
Yeah, okay.
I was starstruck. Your mom was definitely the popular mean girl in high school. Like, she definitely shoved some bitches in the hallway, I feel.
My mom says she was like I think she was like a hot girl in high school, but I think she was kind of an outcast. You know, I think she was like poor, but I think my mom says that she only had one friend in high school, and it was Lita Horne. Is that her name?
Lena Horne?
Lena Horne.
Who is
It's a
that?
rock star. I feel like I'm saying
I
her
know the
name
name.
wrong.
I
I know that
feel like
name,
I-
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm saying it
It's
wrong.
Lena Horne.
But my mom, when I was unpopular in school, would always be like, I didn't have any friends, and then one girl thought I was cool, and she was a rock star. And she's like, because no one wanted to hang out with me and stuff, and she was like, just wait for that one rock star friend.
That's fucked up. I feel like I'm the rock star friend in a lot of occasions.
Hell yeah, you are. But yeah, there's always a moment when people meet my mom where they like didn't expect me to have a hot mom. Same thing happens with my dad, where they kind of like look at me and then look at my parents, and I'm like, I don't know what to say. Sometimes it misses. The genetics don't always fall into place.
Or your
know?
mom doesn't like bully you into like being girly or
No,
bully you.
you know
That's
what?
kind of was like the case for me and a lot of other women out there.
My mom's kind of a tomboy, and I think that she also bullied herself so much that she was like, when I raise a daughter, she's not going to have an eating disorder, and she's not. So I will say that about my mom. She's pretty positive about like me eating whatever, or not finishing my food, or like she never pressured me to like wear makeup or look better. Actually, I got invited to be a part of, because I wanted to be popular when I was like in middle school and whatever, and in elementary school.
Yeah.
And I got invited to be a part of, the Anaheim Bullfrogs roller hockey team.
Ooh.
No.
The roller hockey team.
My mom worked for them, and they were, remember like
Do they
roller
still
hockey?
exist?
I don't know, man. I actually have no idea, but roller hockey and hockey was big like in that area in the 90s because of the Mighty Ducks movie and all
No,
this.
I absolutely. They had like a televised show for a little while too.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. So I got invited to be, they had this like dance team that was like the Bullfrogs dance team. And then they had the younger girls, which the daughter that owned the team was on. And they were called the Tadpoles. And they were like sexy,
Oh my gosh.
sexy
Sexy
kids.
kids.
And I wanted to be on it so bad. And she was like, yeah, come be on the team. And my mom was like, no, we're not doing that. And I kind of get where my mom's coming from.
Well, Julia was part of dance stuff growing up, like team stuff and with the school. But that's like a huge part of like kid dancing is like there'll be sexy dances with little kids.
Well, you just don't like to see older guys watching it. I went to one.
Well, why should a 12-year-old be sexy? You know what I mean?
But the thing is, like, that's what dancing is. It's like being sexy 50 times in like 1 minute.
A 12-year-old should be sexy if they want to be sexy. Because I remember, like, my mom also would defend me. Because I remember one time she had this boyfriend. I think his name was Todd. And he had a lot of, like, sexy Laura Croft memorabilia in his office. But I remember me and his daughter were doing a Christina Aguilera Genie in a Bottle dance for them. And I was doing like sexy things. And then he said, you should not let your daughter dance like that. And she was like, fuck you, my daughter will dance. But she wouldn't let me dance in front of a stadium. But she was like, express yourself. But
Did this happen in front of you?
no. But she told me about it because here's the thing
He
about
said it behind your
You,
back.
I will let my daughter dance.
She will dance.
my mom kind of told me everything. She was very like, we're friends, which,
Yeah, I used
For
to get
good
in
or
trouble
bad.
for dancing on the table.
What
Really?
how would you
Okay.
dance?
Huh?
How would you dance on the table? What do you mean?
I used to just, because we would have tables in our backyard for like parties and stuff like that. So I would play like Britney Spears on my boombox and then just be like, yeah.
it was a sexy dance time back then.
But like, how else? I feel like when you're a little girl, like you just like dance like sexy. But have you guys ever seen like, I'll come across these like videos on YouTube of like people in Africa like dancing in circles, and like the little kids are like freaking on each other too, and the adults are like cheering for it, and like that's how they dance too. They like shake their butt and like freak dance pretty much, and like whine their hips, and they're like 6 years old.
I don't know if I can comment on any of that.
You've never seen that?
No, I
Have
haven't.
you seen that?
I've seen it too. Yeah.
Yes?
but
Okay, I'm glad.
I think I didn't. I think I just was like, oh, that looks fun.
No, yeah, it does look fun, but I'm like, how come their dad's not mad?
I think it might be like kind of like like in a way you're not sexualizing them by letting them do that.
I guess.
Do you know what I mean? Because I just was in Huntington Beach yesterday because my dad lives there, but he's normal. He's not weird. But there's all these signs right now that are about the library because they have a citizens like coalition of the library picking out books. And there's all these signs around town to like vote for this proposition.
Because Trump wants to take away libraries, right? Public libraries?
No, but Republicans and conservatives were in that time now where they're into burning books. They want to take away anything controversial.
Oh,
But
I
all the
see.
signs around Huntington Beach that are against this proposition to protect the libraries, they say like vote no on this because protect children from porn. And I'm like, there's all these signs around town that all these kids are going to be like, what's porn? Like,
Yeah.
you guys are the ones making it weird.
Yeah.
Like, now kids are like, oh, porn. Like,
I had a friend,
children and porn. What is that? Like, just fucking be normal. Like, kids aren't going to know about porn.
I had a friend that I grew up with in church, and who I don't think he's Christian anymore, but he's for sure libertarian. And we had him over to the house with his kids, and I like him. He's like a nice guy and stuff. But something, I forgot something happened. I said talk trash. I was like, you don't like Elon Musk, do you? This was like maybe 6 months ago or something. And he was like, what's wrong with him? And I was like, oh no. But then he has 2 kids. I think they're like 8 and 10 or something. 2 really good kids, nice kids. But we start talking. He's like, these schools, they're like these kids could check out books from the library and they don't have to tell you about it or anything. And I was like, if you raise your kids, I was like, you think your kid's gonna get a book from the library that's gonna change the way you've taught them or something like that? Is the knowledge so crazy that they're gonna open up and your kids are not gonna? I don't understand what the fear is.
They have a phone. The phone is much faster, has more access to it, like.
Dude, the phone is way more dangerous than the library. 'Cause
Absolutely.
shit will just pop up.
Yeah, my child is getting a cricket phone. Only can call 3 people.
I would like to say I would love to the kid not to have a phone till they're 16. That's what they say.
Yeah.
It's hard though, Boo, because they'd
Yeah.
be sneaking off, and then you don't know, like when they're in school and there's like a shooting or something. I don't know. I read a lot of Instagram comments.
You want them to be able to text you when they're dying from a shooter.
Yes, like because obviously
Love
they
you.
can't call the
All
they can't call
emojis,
the
all heart emojis.
school.
When you guys are on a
Skull.
plane and you think it's about to go down, are you like, should I even text my parents?
Are you do you think about death often?
It's not gonna go through though when you're in the sky anyway.
Hold on, I
right?
want to know. Does Jessica think about death often? And Stevona, have you ever thought about death for a moment in your life?
I don't care about death because I believe in heaven.
What a wonderful way to live, and you're for sure going. Mm-hmm. Why do you think Why do you think you're? Don't you? This is my thing about hell and heaven and all that stuff. If they were real, everybody thinks they're going to heaven. Like everyone thinks they're a good enough person to
Well,
get
I've
into
never
heaven.
like molested anybody.
Is that what you think hell is full of?
Yeah,
Molesters?
Molesters. I've never murdered. I don't steal. I have my best interest in people, and I also spread the word of God while I'm here. So I'm going.
Nice.
How often do you think about death, Jess?
I think about it a lot, but I kind of think in a positive way. Like, I think it's really good to know you're going to die. I don't think I'm that afraid of it. I think about, when people say like, oh, I zone out when I drive.
Yeah.
Every time I drive a car, I think about A, dying, or B, killing someone else and their children. And I think I'm a fucking good driver, dude. I think we should all live like maybe this is it, And I practice dying. I practice dying in yoga. When you go in Shavasana, you're supposed to practice being it means corpse pose.
Mm-hmm.
And you're supposed to kind of meditate on like the lack of your existence. And I'm just like, yeah, it's okay. Like if I do like a really good yoga class, like I'm getting in a flow. Sometimes I'll just have this feeling of like death is okay. I'm like ready.
Yeah.
But if heaven isn't real, let's just hypothetical that.
I mean, for sure, it's 90% chance it's real. and that Christ will be waiting there for Stevona.
Not, okay,
but
hypothetical.
let's just
It's
say-
And
not.
you're gonna be there too, Steve.
I'm not going to heaven.
No, I'm gonna plead my case.
Hypothetical. It's not. And you just die. Is that okay?
Yeah, because you know what? You'll be asleep,
Yeah.
and that's good to me. Heaven to me is sleeping all day. I really want to get rich just so I could sleep all day and lay in bed all day and watch movies all day.
The viewers should know every time she comes in, Jessica, every time she walks in here, she lays down right over there. She goes straight to that. She'll put stuff down on the bar.
You Stevona?
Stevona. No, Jessica, I'm telling you, that's where she lays.
Oh, gotcha.
She just goes and lays that down right there in the corner and just looks up.
Oh.
Yeah, last time he got mad at me because I brought a blanket.
That's too much. We record in the afternoon.
I love resting. I think women need more rest.
They do.
I think our systems are doing so much all the time.
I can honestly say I don't think Stevona needs more rest. I agree with you with women in general, though.
I think she does. Look how she did her hair. I can't do that.
Listen,
I'm just sitting here like, gosh, you're so pretty. Your eyes are like twinkling.
not anyone could just have a piece of crazy bread hanging from their head, the front of their face like that.
She looks like a Disney princess to me.
Thank you.
With sparkle eyes.
Okay,
got
wait.
that sparkle
so
eyes.
do you get scared when you step on planes then? Is that like what you're... Because I relate to you on the... When I get in the car, I'm always like alert because I am like, somebody's going to... Or I'm going to hit... I'm just like... The chances are high. So are
Dude,
you like... In a plane, I don't give a... to be
People are
honest.
driving like idiots right now, man.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God. We drove past a accident yesterday, and you know the cops and all the tow trucks and every ambulances are there. And then once we passed it, somebody's cutting us off, acting like an asshole. I'm like, did you not take a minute for that what you just saw to sink in and be like, oh wow, like this is a high stakes situation. I better drive careful. But no, they're just still acting crazy. On a plane, I'm not really scared. But when something weird starts happening, I do think about like, oh, am I going to text someone if stuff... But
Yeah.
flying's a little bit scary because the way you're dying is falling out of the sky.
Yeah. I think if I were going to the Bahamas and my plane were going down, I don't think I would send out a text. I think I would just post I love you all on my Instagram story so everybody sees.
Like a cute little selfie.
I don't want to miss anybody.
Yeah.
I want to make sure everybody just like knows.
I want to have like a little like message on standby to just like have in my drafts and then just post it. And it'll be like,
Yeah, but then it's like we're manifesting, we're asking for it. You don't think?
I mean, that's okay.
I do. I don't like when people cut me off. I do have, sometimes I really do have bad road rage and I get into it with people. And I think it was like last week I got into it with some lady and we were going at it back and forth. And I thought she was following me. She thought I was following her. It turns out we was just on our way to the same party.
Oh my God, that's so funny. And then you were at the party together.
Yeah, we was acting like nothing happened.
Did you never acknowledged it at all?
No, it
Not
was
even a
in,
funny
like, some
smile.
pictures too.
That's
just-
awesome.
Like Asian happened.
That's so. My mom used to have really bad road rage when we were growing up. I remember one time, my mom was like a fitness buff when I was growing up. She was like a personal trainer, and she had buff arms, and she would rage out, and she would just like. One time she got out of the car at a red light and started knocking on this window, like this lady's
Oh my
window, and
gosh.
she was like, "Get out the car, bitch! Get
Oh
out
my
the
God.
car!" And I'm like, that poor lady was just like a normal like lady. Like, she was like probably trying to stay all schmarmy, but. I like that she scared that lady. Yeah.
Honestly, you do be like, yeah, when your mom be scaring people, or like when your mom like be threatening, or your mom gets gangster, you're like, that's right. Like,
Your mom has done something like that before, Stevona?
oh yeah, my mom has attitude. She don't fuck around with people. But now she's getting up there in age, so she got to choose her battles wisely. But and I also want to correct myself because our first episode that we did, and also
You called her geriatric.
no, she is geriatric. Was. And a bunch of other podcasts that I've been on in the past, I keep telling people she's 70 years old, and she's not 70 years old.
How old is she?
She's 67.
Yeah, that's still. Yeah, your mom looks great. She's a
Yeah.
great looking woman.
But she gets so mad. She's like, "Why? All your friends keep telling me I look so good for my age because they think I'm 70 years old and I'm not 70 years old."
What do you guys think about all this? Like, you know, you've got the deep plane facelifts happening. Kris Jenner's gotten this. Lindsay Lohan's gotten this, and they look so freaking young, and they are like 70. And then, you know, we got moms that generally look good, but maybe aren't like affording work to get done. What do you guys think about all this biohacking, anti-aging? Like, what's your plan? Are you gonna try to stay?
Yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna do too much.
That's what everyone says.
I don't plan on aging gracefully.
They end up doing too much.
Nah. Because I would have done it by now. I would have done too much already by now. To go like 32 and not have my face untouched. I would have done something by now. But that's why I'm like, what am I?
Well, you still look like a child.
That's
though.
true. That's why I'm like, maybe I might not even need it.
Yeah, that's good.
But I'm not against. I just think that there is a limit. And I do know some people that get work done and you can't tell. But like when you're saying Kris Jenner and them, I feel like that's, I don't know if I'm going to use this word right, but that's a different caliber of people. And like, they look good in pictures and in videos, but in real life, they probably look.
I feel like it's haunting to me. I'm like, don't you kind of want to look? You don't look like a person. Like, to me, when people age, they look more like themselves. Like you can see all the characteristics, and like if you look at a young version of George Clooney or like a young version of Kate, like whatever actor, you're like, oh, that looks like a pre-version of who they are, like a less them. And I feel like it, like all these, especially these super facelifts that are like, you're just taking away all the like you end up looking like everybody else. Like it creeps me out. Like I'm like, it's a little like ghostly or something. I don't know.
It does creep me out how there are like a lot of women that look like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I mean, that particular one's going away. I don't know what the next face was, but for like 5 years, everybody was getting a Kardashian face.
And everybody has like BBLs now.
Yeah,
also.
which that's disgusting. I don't care what anyone says.
You don't think there's any good BBL out there?
No. Yeah,
No?
that's like a one where I'll truly say it's just too dangerous, and it's absolutely not worth it for a fat ass. I mean, you know, boob job, that's cool. That's, you know, whatever. And I know I have no right as a man to talk about a woman's body either. I'm not saying any of that. But I just think it's too dangerous. And so far, it rarely comes out right. And I just don't think it's worth it for that.
I feel like this conversation we're having is like related to the death conversation too.
Well, no, that's all it is. Everyone's afraid to die.
And a lot of people do get botched. They just don't want to talk about it either. They're not going to say they got botched, you know? They're not going to say it. But I know a few people that did get botched. Their BBLs did come out crooked. And they didn't want to say anything because they were embarrassed. So they had to go in for round 2. And then there's also this girl that I follow on Instagram. She got botched. Her butt was looking like a whole Dorito. It was a little pointed like that. It was like pointy. And she couldn't call out her last doctor by the name because she signed an agreement to get money off. These bitches are getting monies off on their BBLs. There's a sale on BBLs, everybody. You just have to have over 50K followers on Instagram.
Wow.
So she got it on.
Wow.
Jess, if
She
that's
got
not
it
a
on
reason for you to
sale.
get those numbers up, I don't know
She
what is.
signed it, and then she got botched, and she couldn't say the name. So bitches don't know who it is.
Dude, Jess, if you came in with a BBL, that would be incredible.
Yeah. What about me with the BBL? I see it.
No.
That would be crazy if I just started getting really into like boob jobs and facelifts and filler, and I'm coming in with duck lips and big boobs and stuff. My butt, I really like my butt, but when I've posted it online before, and everyone was like, "Who's that guy?" And I was like, I think I have a cute butt, but it is a cute man's butt. It is a boy butt because the way my hips don't really go out like a woman.
Neither do mine. Mine actually indent.
Yeah, mine too. I've got kind of a big belly and then little hips. It looks like a cute little man.
Like an ice cream cone? That's there was a comic that came up the other day for open mic, and he was a big guy, and he was like it's like talking. His jokes were like talking down on women, and I was like, I love fat foods and skinny jeans. Like ice cream cones.
It is cute, like a little cartoon.
Yes. Yeah. No, I feel you. My hips don't go out like that. My hips actually indent, so I have to literally lift weights and kick my legs out to the side when I go to the gym all day. That's what I do.
It's June. That means it's Pride Month. Jessica is queer/bisexual.
Yeah.
You did a thread. Was it today or yesterday?
Yeah, so it might have been last night.
Yeah.
She's very good on threads.
What did it say?
I'm over here using it as a journal, and this bitch is like writing like.
I thought it would be funny, but I think it's just resonating to people as sad. But I said, if you want to make a forgotten bisexual cry, tell her happy Pride. But I do like that term, forgotten bisexual. We're like an epidemic, man.
Well, yeah, that's one thing. Obviously, I have problems with monogamy for myself. Definitely, I don't think non-monogamy is for everyone. But especially if you're bisexual, that means you're cutting off like a big part of yourself if you're in a monogamous relationship with either one of the sexes. To me, that's a bummer to be like, oh man, you'll never be able to experience sex with the same gender again. That's a bummer.
I think I'm just waiting for my guy to be like, I just kind of assume that one day he'll be like, oh, it's okay. Like there's no sign of that, but I'm just imagining one day he's just going to get enlightened and be like, because we're going to hit 10 years kind of soon. And then I'm going to be like, at 10 years, I get one queer person, right? Like, yeah. Because when guys do like hit on me, I'm like, I don't think that's sad, the idea of not being able to sleep with a man. But when a queer person hits on me, I'm like, every queer person should get laid when they want, and I'm just like denying that. That's sad to me. That is sad.
She's like, I do not need to have sex with another man for the rest of my life, but
I can't. I cannot. Personally, I don't feel like I could be romantically involved with anybody bisexual because I'm jealous. So that means I gotta compete with two bitches, like two genders.
I think that's so hot.
I gotta look better than the girls, and I gotta look better than the boys.
I think there's something so like hot about like female jealousy and competition in the ways that it's like you're just repressing your bi-ness, and I feel like so many women do it, and that's like what the song Jolene is about, like just like you obsessing on another woman's beauty and being like, I could never be that, and like, oh, my man's gonna look at her, and like it's like, have you ever tried you have sex with her? It's the answer.
Maybe that is what I need to do. I don't know. I put all of that energy into myself, but I don't really get mad at another woman's beauty. I feel like if I ever do get jealous of it, obviously it's normal, but I just like see how like, okay, how can I make myself hotter? Whether that's going to the gym more, or like figuring out how to do my hair better, or how to do makeup, or like eating better so I could get skinty, taking my birth control out so I could lose 20 pounds,
Maybe that's why I'm biased, because I don't have what it takes to try to look hotter. So I'm like, I'll just sleep with them as opposed to. But I have a question, Stevona. If I try to, let's say I want to look hot. Let's say I want to look a little hotter. What would you suggest?
Leave-in conditioner.
I put in leave-in conditioner today.
Extra heavy duty leave-in conditioner. Some curl cream. You do have a nice body. We would probably put like a little form-fitting shirt on you. You could keep the baggy pants.
I really can't tell what size you are.
Yeah, she's a good size.
And look, if you don't mind me looking at your body, it looks like you've got nice stuff going on under there. But yeah, you don't want people to perceive your body.
Dude, there was this one time, and I think this will explain why I frump it up so much.
Yeah.
I was walking through my neighborhood. I was wearing like a maxi dress, like sleeveless, and it was like nighttime, and the moon was full, and my hair, and I was just like feeling so pretty. Yeah. And I just like put my arms up in the night breeze. Yeah. And then some fucking guy went, yeah, and I was like, forget it, dude.
They be ruining.
Forget it. Forget it, man.
You put your arms up like
just like feeling gorgeous. Just like
being in her feminine energy.
Exactly, like feeling myself. Like
Yeah.
the moon was beaming down on me, and
Yeah.
the night breeze was like blowing my hair, and some guy was just like, "Yeah, for me."
It's so funny though. The older, I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm like these guys. I don't call. I haven't ever. But the older I get, the more when you see like beauty, you do want to acknowledge it. Not for me, but you're like, man, this is incredible. You get old. I get in the mind of an old Italian man when they're just like, bellissimo, like this is like why we're alive. It just gets you like right there, you know. I still, like I said, I have too many women friends that I know this is harassment, but I'm not gonna do it. But in my inside, I'm harassing.
I think the way to do it,
Yeah.
like instead of just yelling, "Yeah," would just be like, get out your violin and like, like add to the moment. Don't take away.
Yeah, come by on a horse.
Yeah, bring a horse into it.
Jess,
A pony.
we have to go to Pride next year.
Okay.
That's my
With shirts that say "Forgotten Bisexuals."
yeah, my girlfriend goes to Pride every year, and she has a very queer friend group. They're like exclusively gay and queer people. And this year I'm just like, I was like, why don't I go to this? And I know I haven't had sex with a guy in a while, but I don't know. I mean, we've had sex. You've had sex. A great amount of
guys have
sex with
had
women,
sex?
right?
We haven't had sex
I
together.
know, that's what it sounds like.
No.
We're
You've had
sick.
sex with a ton of women, right?
Yeah.
I've had sex with a ton of guys, and still I get feeling like, oh, I guess maybe I'm not queer anymore. And I'm like, especially in LA, there's all these fake ones who haven't even touched a dick or a pussy, and they call themselves queer and gay.
A lot of people say that's you.
What?
There's a rumor that goes around that you never touched a guy, that you just say the jokes about
See,
it.
that's what I'm saying. I've had sex with a bunch of guys.
I know, they don't believe it.
I know. I will tell you, it's
You need to release a sex tape.
No. There's a guy who's been coming in. I'm not just gonna say names, but he comes in. He's kind of a regular now with another regular, and this is a very late night, like regulars, very favored nations. Here at the Chatterbox, if you're like a regular at the end of the night, that's like a big deal. You know, we'll close the doors, and to be the final 6-7 people in here, something like that, is a big deal. Not a lot of people see what's behind. But this person has made that exclusive cut. He's a gay guy. He's 33. He's a great looking guy. He looks clean. He dresses nice. He looks like he smells good all the time. That's all pretty attractive, don't you think? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and he's always flirting with me heavy, and we're always kissing each other's hands and everything. And I asked him maybe a couple months ago, I asked him, I was like, Chris, do you have your own place? Oh, whatever, I don't care. Do you have your own place? And he's like, no. And I was like, oh, and then he told me a month ago, he's like, I'm getting my own place. And because I told you, if you get your own place, we're gonna, it's going to get dangerous. And so I've been telling the other regulars, because, you know, everyone's homophobic here. I've been telling the regulars, hey, guys, once Chris gets his own place, we're going to start fucking. And you're going to have to get used to watching us French kiss here every now and then. And
That's cute.
Yeah, I'm just getting them used to it. But yeah, I just haven't. The reason why I haven't in so long is when I used to, it was just so chaotic for me. And I probably for you too. Was those chaotic times in your life?
Well, I mean, not necessarily, but like the reason I don't go to Pride is because, first of all, I can't so much with crowds anymore, and so many young people,
And
and
the
you know,
shootings.
and COVID and stuff. Like,
No shootings at Pride, but go on.
but yeah, like
That's the place where people would do it the most.
I get nervous in crowds about shootings for sure. That's why I go to small movie theaters for the most part. And that's why I don't have many people show up to my shows. Yeah, I did a lot of drugs and stuff, especially when I was really promiscuous. So
Yeah.
That's not necessarily conflated with my queerness, but it definitely is like I need to introduce some of what I liked about my drinking and using years, but without the drinking and using. And for the most part, I have. Like, I can dance, I can do most everything, but you know, I'm in a monogamous relationship, so I can't really like go out and right now. But
You got to talk to him. You should get a pass once a year.
I
with
think
Is that what Pride's
once a
for,
year.
though? Just to go.
no.
But gay people are obviously gay because they're not gay people. Bi people are bi because they're just. You know how I.
Oh,
think.
this is
Remember
her.
I-
This
So
is
what's
her.
crazy is I'm not So
But you will be if you see somebody you like you'll do it with a guy or a girl. It doesn't matter as long as they make you horny.
yeah, you can be really gay and really bi and just like be like, I don't want to have sex. That's for sure. I mean, a lot of like my
No way.
a lot of my queerness is like just yearning and like getting my heart totally broken.
And that's about as gay as
Dude,
it could
you
be.
get your-
That is very lesbian.
You get your heart as a woman by another woman. You have never gotten your heart broken until it's been from a woman. Because you get your heart broken from a man. It's like,
We're just
what are you
stupid, yeah.
losing, a man?
We're just dumb. But women are so psychologically, they get their claws in
Oh
you
my
in these
God.
different ways.
We're mystical. You know, we get in spiritually, and then oh my God, and then the sex with another woman, it's like a cosmic experience. So yeah, you know, and that's why you got to play it safe and just be in a relationship with a man. It's but I will say, you know, in terms of whatever people are thinking about, whether or not you've had sex with enough men or whatever, your sexuality cannot be for anybody else, man.
yeah, of course.
Of course, it's so weird to me that anyone wants to have an opinion about anyone else's body, sexuality, desires. It's like so fascist. Get out of here with that.
You know, it is very Gen Z though too. All the young people, the idea of like all these identity politics and stuff. That's what it is too. Is everybody wants to have these different identities to say I'm separate and I'm special. But especially sexual stuff, it's like it's crazy that we even have to have these to say bi or queer or any of that, because you know, whatever I want at the moment, I'm gonna enjoy. If that makes me queer, then yes, definitely I'm queer. But all these people that claim to be straight, I think they're the ones who are the liars. I think they're the ones that just won't acknowledge what's not you, Stevona. You're very straight. Yeah.
You can be straight.
I feel like
Yeah.
the people that like clown on it a lot or like really have a problem with it are the ones that are hiding it.
Oh yeah, like
I clown on it, but I clown on it for funsies.
just like her racist jokes, folks. But yeah, I don't care. But I think I miss that part of me, and I Chris, if you're listening, I'm waiting, and I'll help with the deposit.
I need to see Steve kiss a man. Have you seen Steve kiss a man?
No.
I feel like that will really solidify our friendship.
You need to watch me kiss a man.
Just a little peck.
I do too, yeah.
I mean, this is all turning me on now. Me kissing a man, you guys watching us. Yes, I'm into it.
I feel like we could make an event of it, like either for the show or the podcast.
I don't
like,
want it to be
Ooh,
too big.
yeah, your
I just
next
want
birthday.
you two guys and Greg filming it. And the sound too, Greg. You got to film all the sound.
You want to kiss Greg?
No, I don't want to kiss Greg.
Oh, I'm sorry,
I
Greg.
don't think you're a bad-looking guy or anything, Greg, at all.
He's just the producer. He has work to do.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Jessica, thank you so much for coming on. Where can we find you online?
Listen, I've got Instagram, you know, it's freaking at Jessica Sele. Threads, also at Jessica Sele. I've got this podcast right now. It's called Some Timeline, which is confusing. So I'm in the process of rebranding. But for now, please subscribe to Some Timeline and listen to me talk some more, you know. Yeah.
It's great. I love it. Watch the episode with Alan Strickland Williams. It's really funny. Stevona, where can we find you online?
Instagram is Stevona Delgado. TikTok is Stevona. My personal YouTube is Stevona's House. And that's all.
Keep subscribing. We're at 62. I want to be by 70 by next week. Come see me and Julie in Portland this Saturday. Come to the Chatterbox on Friday for Frank Uoa's show. And always come to Chatterbox Comedy Night every Sunday. If you've never heard of these comics, it's because you don't know. But guess what? We do. And trust us. We've been doing it for 15 years. Thank you, Producer Greg. We love you guys. Keep following. Keep loving. And be straight up.
Yay.
Hey,
Be gay up. Be straight up gay.